Hi everybody, I am a new tech company. We are starting with introductions. An operating system is a long-term investment. It determines the infrastructure and hardware requirement and which is application can be used. It has the implementations on the business processor and HR staff requirements. We compare three popular OS, which is Mac OS and Windows and Linux, and propose Linux as the operating system of choice for companies from small business to large enterprise. The decision is based on the following criteria: cost, versatility, security, staff training.
Hi everybody, I'm going to start with the cost. Cost of setting operating system include cost of listening for Surface and desktop. 2. Cost of required hardware. On each of these items, Linux stand out and give us a cost-effective alternate on other operating system. Let me start with the cost of listening for Surface and desktop. In terms of cost, Linux is available for free from multitude of sources. It is provided under GPL license, which guarantees that the OS and its variants will be available to us free of cost. Windows and Mac OS are proprietary system. Windows costs between $99 to $199 per user. Mac OS, although is free, but can only run on Apple hardware. 2. Cost of required hardware. Linux has the least hardware requirement of 3 various. Windows generally require more powerful hardware than Linux, and Mac OS can only run on Apple hardware, which is relatively more expensive than hardware with the similar specification from other vendors. Thank you very much.
I'm going to talk about the versatility. Another aspect where Linux is superior to platform its versatility. Linux distributions are available from the number of providers, each with its own unique. Linux distributions come in different flavors, from the enterprise to lightweight to niche. Some of the popular distributions are Debian, non-commercial, diametrically managed, and upon desktop and server distribution derived from the Debian maintenance by a British company, Commercial Limited. Fredo is a communicated distribution sponsored by American company, which is Red Hat. Cent is a distribute delivered from the same source used by Red Hat.
Hi, my name is Sarah, and today we're talking about security within Linux operating systems and why it's a good choice for businesses. For example, users do not have root access by default, which means they do not have an administrator access. So when they open emails, in order for a virus to get through, they would have to open the email, save an attachment, and give it permission to run, which is unlikely to happen. So that makes it harder for malware to get through the operating system and do any real damage. The second thing would be that Linux users can keep their operating systems more secure by keeping it up to date, enabling firewalls to keep the viruses out. And also the Linux operating system comes with a few virus scanners, including CLIPCHAMP, which is specifically good for businesses. especially small ones or big ones.
And lastly, the creator of Linux believes, given enough eyes, all bugs are shallow, which means that a large group of developers and beta testers will be working on codes that have been created, and because of that, they'll be able to see problems in the code and they'll be able to fix it immediately. This is why I believe Linux is the best operating system for businesses. Thank you for listening.
Hello, my name is Ahmed Abdulrahman Athani, and this is my part of the project. My part is to cover Linux staff training. We are presenting to a company. If the company's employees have no proper knowledge of Linux, they can face a lot of trouble and difficulties at the beginning while using Linux, but eventually they'll get the hang of it. Linux interfaces is quite different from Windows operating system. Therefore, Linux staff training is considered compulsory for the non-technical people and the people who are shifting from Windows to Linux. Windows OS does not require any staff training because of its easy to use interfaces and features. So people shifting from Mac OS to Linux do not face any difficulties. Therefore, the Linux staff training and cost is really low, which is good for both of us, the company as well. Linux is basically a command line based tool, so it requires a broad staff training, especially for people shifting from Windows to Linux. But there are tons of online tutorials, videos, books, and notes available on the internet, such as the Linux tutorial website, howtoforge.com. You'll get a lot of Linux training tutorials on there. As well, in addition to that, there are a number of videos as well on youtube.com. With tons of free available tutorials, Linux staff training cost has been reduced to much extent, which is really good. Even in case of advanced Linux training, cost of such courses is not very high, making Linux quite favorable operating system with other benefits. Thank you.